Hello everyone, Draco here again, and I've seen many top 10 lists on YouTube, and I'm gonna do a few of my own. Although I've seen many top 10 lists about favorite characters in video games and anime, I've never seen one about the best weapons, so I'm gonna do that. The top 10 best weapons in fiction. Now, as with any lists, there are rules. The rules on this list are that only one entry per franchise will be on this list. And all the anime and video games on this list are ones I've actually watched or played. Without further ado, here are my top 10 best weapons in fiction. In 10th place, I have Crystal Staff from Star Fox Adventures. Yes, I've played the game, and it's quite underrated if you ask me. Anyway, this weapon is not only a staff. It can shoot fireballs, spawn icy wind, can double as a rocket. It also allows you to blend in with the enemy and cause a massive earthquake that can topple your opponents over 10 times Fox's size. And most importantly, however, you get to see Fox do Kung Fu. At number 9, I have the Master Sword from the Legend of Zelda series. It is an incredibly powerful sword, able to beat Ganon time and time again. After being defeated so many times, you'd think Ganondorf would have found a way to counter it. But no, it's just that powerful. The only thing keeping it from being higher on the list is that the Master Sword seems to be picky about its wielders. All of them must be men who dress like fairies. Now, if I were to ask you which was the best Bleach weapon, I bet most of you would pick Renji's Zabimaru, right? Well, that's my pick anyway. It's a big sword, which is always cool. It can split apart and strike from multiple directions, again cool. And it transforms into a giant snake 30 times Renji's own size. That is beyond badass. It must also be quite strong, as it was the first technique that made Byakuya nervous. Now, I had some trouble picking 7th place. It came down to Goku's Nyoibo and the 3rd Hokage's Nyoibo. Both are extending staffs, having something to do with the Monkey King. In the end, I chose Goku's, because it was here first and Kishimoto copied it, and the red staff made the early fights in Dragon Ball fun to watch. At number 6, I have the Eternal Sword from Tales of Symphonia. It is much like the Master Sword, but a lot cooler and even more powerful. Not only can it travel through time, but it can also cut the world in two and bring it back together. You also have to be acknowledged by the King of Summon Spirits in order to wield it, another testament to its power. Now, several weapons in this list are quite picky about their wielder, but this one is on the list because it's not picky. I'm talking about the lightsaber from Star Wars. All beings can use a lightsaber. Whether you're tall or short, young or old, human or other life form, even machine, there's a lightsaber for you. They even come in 4 colors. The purple ones are very hard to find though, so watch out for them. At number 4, I have Inuyasha's Tetsaiga. It's basically Crystal Staff plus Zabimaru times 5. What I mean by this is that the Tetsaiga is a big sword, which we've already established big swords are cool, and it has a technique for every purpose. The Wind Scar for offense, the Backlash Wave for defense, it turns red to absorb energy, and it can also use the Admit Barrage to turn even the largest opponent into Swiss demon cheese. It devours your soul and uses it for power. It turns its wielder into a living nightmare. And it's also the title of the video game which started the best fighting game series of all time. Well, the second best. Yes, at 3rd place, it's Soul Edge. Not only is its power rivaling that of gods, it is also attractive. I mean, every character in the entire series is looking for this cursed sword. That must stand for something. We now get to number 2. This is where everyone will disagree, I guarantee it. It is the egg from Billy Hatcher. I told you disagree. But I ask you all, what's more humiliating than being run over by a giant egg being pushed by a guy in a chicken suit? That's the one reason why the egg's on this list. humiliation. Even after being run over, the humiliation doesn't stop. Billy can hatch the egg, and a cute, chibified animal will proceed to destroy you, along with all of your pride. Even if you break the egg before he can do that, Billy can just get a new one. Let's review the list before we go to number 1. Number 10, Crystal Staff. Number 9, the Master Sword. Number 8, Zabimaru. Number 7, Goku's Nioibo. Number 6, the Eternal Sword. Number 5, the Lightsaber. Number 4, Tetsaiga. Number 3, Soul Edge. And number 2, Billy Hatcher's Egg. And finally, number 1 is the Death Note. Anyone who watched Death Note would put this at the top of their list, and so did I. It's the ultimate murder weapon. Just write someone's name in there, and boom, in 40 seconds the person will die. Be careful though, using it enough times will give you delusions of being God, and will drive you insane to the point you'll kill your friends and family just to get out of a jam. It will turn even the most docile and caring person into the greatest criminal mastermind the world will ever see. It is a danger to everyone, and simply, it's the best weapon in fiction.